Good evening. It is September 26th, 2023 and 6 o'clock. I call our regularly scheduled council meeting to our regular second monthly council meeting to order. Councilman Hennigan, can you please lead us in the invocation?
Please rise if you're able. At this meeting, help us to make decisions which keep us faithful to our mission and reflect our values. Give us strength to hold to our purpose, wisdom to guide us, and a keen perception to lead us. And above all, keep us charitable as we deliberate.
Thank you. Now, if I could call the members of Cub Scout Pack 266 from Dunwoody Methodist Church, the Webelos 2, to the front to lead us in the pledge. Come on up, Scouts. And they're going to lead us in the pledge right where Miss Betcher is. I start. Ooh, I think we're on now. Thank you. Okay. I have a few cards for public comment. If you'd like to address us tonight, if you'll fill out a card and bring it up here to Eric, that would be great. Otherwise, we will also have a second session of public comment. Hazel Segal. Approach the microphone. You'll have 3 minutes. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hi, my name is Hazel Siegel. I'm a Dunwoody resident, live right down that street for now about 30 years. And I actually came to speak about for the bonds. From what I've read, it's all about capital improvements to build or improve physical assets like facilities and infrastructures to be used by our community for many years in the future. And of those words, the ones that I like the best is the future. I feel like Dunwoody, and I've been here when we were just DeKalb County and then we became a city. And I have seen so many improvements in our parks, recreations, trails, facilities because of Parks and Recreation and for what the city has done. My understanding is that some of the new things that we will have will be splash pads, more pickleball courts, basketball courts, tennis courts, which to me means that we will be addressing small kids all the way up to my old age. Anyway, thank you very much. And I do hope everyone comes out on November 7th and votes yes for the bonds.
Thank you. Donna Cardin, I'm going to mess this up. I'm sorry, Cardenas. If you'll just introduce yourself, that would be great. And you'll have 3 minutes.
Yes, it's Donna Cardenas.
Thank you.
I've spoken several times on this subject, and I was thinking about what I could say tonight that I haven't already said. The bonds, to me, for the Parks and Recreation means that we're investing in our future, in the future of Dunwoody, bringing more trails and more parks, especially the trails that are connecting to each other and connecting the city, means that people are going to be out and about more, meeting their neighbors more, shopping in the restaurants and in the shops and eating in the restaurants more. And it just, to me, it brings it all together. I happened to go to the Beltline this weekend and it was just teeming with people. And they were visiting the stores that are along the way and the restaurants, and Kroger was on that route and people were shopping and then going for a walk or vice versa. And all of that is income to our city. And it's also income and basically at the end of the day to the homeowners because it raises their property value. I've said this again, anybody that lives in an area around a downtown that's been revitalized or anywhere along some of these trails, their property values have gone through the roof. And that's just a benefit. I can't see how, I think some people are afraid of it because it's raising the taxes, but that's such a small negative to huge benefits, I think. So as the last speaker said, I hope you'll come out on November 7th and vote yes to the bond. Thank you.
Thank you. Rich Reed. Thank you for joining us. You'll have 3 minutes. Thank you.
How you doing? A little bit of background of myself. Thank you for having me. I'm a resident of Dunwoody. I'm also a practicing architect licensed in the state of Georgia for about 15 years. I'm here to speak about the bond, about the parks and recs in the support of that. I practice residential and commercial, and you need support facilities for those, and parks and recs is one of those. Not only does it bring people to the city of Dunwoody, but it becomes a destination place. It increases our revenue, infrastructure. It allows commercial businesses to bring their business because it has that support of that outdoor element of activities. So parks and recs are vital to city growth. I don't know how plain you see it. You cannot have one without the other. They play a vital part in each other. So definitely we need to have it. It's not if, it should be a win. When are we going to do it? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't have any other comment cards. If you want to speak, you can grab a comment card. Oh, did they get left back there? I'm sorry. I need to be careful to instruct people. If you'll hand them to Eric right there, they'll get them to me. Thank you for speaking up. Oh, sorry. Matthew Wagner.
Good evening. My name is Matt Wagner and I live in the Kingsley neighborhood. During my 6 a.m. run today, I was nearly struck by a school bus in a crosswalk with the walk light illuminated. And I was wearing a 750 lumen headlamp. For those of you who don't know, that's like wearing a miniature searchlight on your head. But I'm not here to talk about that tonight. The reason I'm here tonight is because I wasn't struck. I'm also here tonight representing Active Dunwoody, which is an online community of runners, walkers, cyclists, and other active individuals in Dunwoody. We also do regular meetups for physical activity. I helped to co-found the group with Lauren Sock, who's also here. She's the owner of Functionize Health, located in Dunwoody Village. At last count, our Facebook group has about 700 members, and that's just since we started in May. Doris Day said, "Gratitude is riches, complaint is poverty." I want to take a moment to say how grateful I am to live in Dunwoody, a peaceful, prosperous city with many wonderful citizens, and to live in America, where we are free, the public, to participate in the affairs of local government like this. I want to publicly thank those like Joe Seconder, who I know is not here, who have served to protect this country. I'm grateful to the City Council for the proposed bond issue. I especially want to thank those of you who have supported the city's efforts over the years to develop and improve its parks, bike paths, bike lanes, and multi-use paths. May I just say also that Brook Run Park is one of the jewels of Dunwoody's crown. When my wife and I were deciding to buy a house here in 2019, Brook Run Park was one of the factors that sealed the deal for us. I'm a runner, I'm a cyclist, I'm also a motorist. The painful reality is that Dunwoody's roadways are designed for cars and not for people. Moreover, while the city has beautiful local gems like Brook Run Park, the Dunwoody Nature Center, Dunwoody Village, the perimeter, there's essentially no non-motorized way to link these places without legitimate threats to personal safety. I applaud the city council for recognizing the deficiencies we have in the city's transportation infrastructure. If we want to create smooth and safe transportation for everyone, we need the improvements that the bond will bring to Dunwoody. And that's why I'm voting yes for the bond.
Thank you very much. Lauren Sock.
Hey, everybody. I'm Lauren Sock. I am the owner of Functionized Health and Physical Therapy. So I have a location in the Dunwoody Village as well as in downtown Decatur. And one of the missions of my business is to keep active people active. And so as Matt said, one of the things that we created for our own community here in Dunwoody is what's called Active Dunwoody. It is a group of people that he said we've grown it to 700 people since May. That is huge. That means that people in Dunwoody want to stay active. And one of the big goals of that is to use active people to visit our businesses. And like somebody said previously, when you are out and about, you're going to linger longer, as the mayor's wish is, and we support local business. And as a local business owner, I really want our local businesses to thrive and survive here in Dunwoody. I don't want it to be, as I've seen even in Decatur where my other businesses is, some of these small businesses can't survive because where they're being driven out. The other really important thing that I've noticed in Decatur, because they have actually implemented what we want to do here in Dunwoody, is to create the sidewalks that they want there. And they've narrowed some of the streets, but it's allowed for sidewalks that have a path for walkers and runners and a path for cyclists. So it's very safe. And I see families traveling on them all the time. And it's connecting downtown Decatur with some of the other areas. But, you know, as a woman, I see this happening all the time. I'm a runner and like, we're afraid to go out because sometimes things are not well lit or the sidewalks aren't wide enough. I see my friends fall all the time because of the uneven sidewalks or almost get hit, as Matt said, by cars because people can't see us. So I really want to make Dunwoody the active community that it needs to be, but we need this bond to help us. I live on the north end of town near the new Wildcat Park, and I'd love to see that be flowing with people there, like we see Pernishaw Park. There's lots of people doing stuff, and in Brook Run, let's make the north end as vibrant and busy. And I feel that the more people we have out and about, we have more eyes and ears, and that protects our communities and keeps us safe. So if we all have a mission, a purpose to bring community through activity, I think that that's really good from a longevity standpoint as well. So if anybody's watched Live to 100, the Blue Zones, one of the main things is you need community and you need purpose to live to 100 and thrive within your families and your own communities. Thanks.
Thank you. Michael Rock.
The primary goal of the city of Dunwoody and its governing body are to make Dunwoody a better community. There it is, right in the city's charter, in its DNA, make Dunwoody a better community. This is accomplished by securing police force and codes. We've done that. Police force serves us very well and will always be funded. Providing citizens with a high quality of life needs work. Our already purchased and named park spaces sit empty with zero ROI. We cannot keep telling hundreds of families with youth sports needs drive to another city for that. When they do, they spend their money at businesses in those cities, not in Dunwoody. Keep businesses investing in Dunwoody needs work. Businesses pay for 70% of Dunwoody citizens' taxes for now. If we don't invest in our city, why should they? A ton of office space is coming due for lease renewal, and those property owners have to justify rents or they leave, and that 70% goes down. Sandy Springs, Johns Creek, Marietta, Gwinnett, Brookhaven have all passed bonds. Property values, study after study shows that parks, sidewalks, and related infrastructure increase homeowner property values by 5 to 7%. Quality of life needs work. To promote a healthy community, occupants need to be able to get outside, walk, bike their neighborhoods safely, cross our busy roads without fear of being hit, find a park to bring their kids of all abilities, spend time with their families and friends. Ironically, opposition for the bond used to occupy one of the seats which you do right now. They voted for the bond in 2011, which was also the same $60 million. They knew it was a good idea then, and it's an even better idea now. And I trust a government with an 86% approval rating to get it done right. Thank you, City Council, for giving us the opportunity to vote on this bond. The enthusiasm is bearing out, as we cannot keep yes signs in stock with hundreds having already been requested and distributed and new requests coming in daily. We are all saying yes to increased quality of life, yes to increased property values, yes to a better community, a resounding yes to the Parks Bond.
Thank you. So I think that now concludes this section of public comment. If anyone would like to make a comment, we have another section of public comment at the end of the meeting. And with that, we are on to the consent agenda. Council, does anyone have any questions about any of the items on the consent agenda?
Move to approve.
Okay.
Second.
There's a motion on the floor from Councilman Price, a second by Councilman Lambert. Any questions, discussion? This is primarily stormwater. Mr. Thomas, are you here? I think you are. I just want to clarify one thing and we'll vote. So this seems like more stormwater projects than we would normally be approving at one meeting. Is this related to the ARP funds that we have?
Three of the projects are ARPA related.
Okay.
And two of them are just general capital.
We're just
projects.
getting to them.
Yes.
All right. All right. With that, I saw no questions. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes the consent agenda passes unanimously. Thank you. And I believe Sharon has to read these, but it's Michael Smith for both of them.
Item number 8 under business items, action items is contract award for parks and right-of-way maintenance. Michael Smith.
I'm pinch hitting for Brent tonight. He unexpectedly wasn't able to be here. So this is the parks and right-of-way maintenance contract that was discussed at the last meeting. And it's on the agenda for approval tonight. It's a 5-year contract with Triscapes. They were the highest ranked proposal, considering cost also. So I'll try to answer any questions if anybody has any.
Councilman Lautenbacher.
I don't know if you can answer this question. This is a safety question, and it is regarding ear protection for using gas blowers and if we require that. So in the contract, I didn't see it as a lengthy contract. I don't know if I missed it or if that is something that is under the purview of Triscapes themselves.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that we don't require it specifically in the contract. We do talk about safety and protective equipment, I believe, but it's up to the contractors, I guess, for their own health and safety plan to monitor and administer that.
Are they our blowers?
No, all the equipment and everything is provided by the contractor.
Okay. It's something that would be good because they will be representing the city. They'll be driving trucks and say City of Dunwoody, and residents will see that. And I think it's a good idea.
And we start to look into the contract.
Look at that.
Yeah, we can ask the contractor too I'm sure they have a health and safety plan. We could get a copy of that.
Okay, anybody else? So I know Brent's not here, but we're confident that the coverage we're asking for is what we need with the current workload, and we will adjust as we move forward. Is that the plan?
Yes, I
Okay.
mean, I think this is a little bit more staffing than we
Okay.
currently have.
Mhm.
And I know a question came up last time about the trash at the Furniture Hall. They've already put a plan in place for that. They're gonna be picking up or emptying trash 2 times a day now over there instead of 1.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any other questions? This is an action item.
Move to approve.
Moved by Councilman Hennigan,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Harris, just at the wire. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? None. That carries unanimously of all who's present. That's fine.
Item number 9 is approval of a project agreement with the Georgia Department of Transportation for preliminary engineering on the Chamblee Dunwoody Village Crossroads project. Michael Smith.
Little more familiar territory for me here, but the council's talked about this project several times, and there's a concept that's been developed for mainly for bicycle and pedestrian streetscape improvements in the village on Chamblee Dunwoody between Womack and Roberts. And late last year, early this year, we were successful in getting federal funding through ARC added to the transportation improvement program that ARC administers. $250,000 for design and $6 million for construction. And so this agreement with GDOT, because there's federal money involved, the process goes through Georgia Department of Transportation. And this is the first step in moving from concept to design and then right-of-way construction. So in order to receive the federal funds, we have to enter into this agreement with the DOT.
Anybody have questions? This is there's a time sensitivity to this, as I understand it, correct?
Sort
Sort of.
yes, I mean, as far as once we accept the federal funds, then we're on the clock as
Okay.
far as those federal funds are programmed in ARC's plan for a certain year, so.
Okay. Okay, Stacy. Councilman Harris.
So for the preliminary engineering phase of the Chamblee, what happens in the preliminary engineering phase?
The engineering design, there'll be another public meeting. It says preliminary engineering, but it really takes it all the way to final design. And then, at that point, the next step would be right away.
Councilman Hennigan.
No other discussion, but I'll move to approve if nobody else.
Okay, moved by Councilman Hennigan,
Second.
second by Councilman Price. Any further discussion or questions? So Michael, when I sign and you send it, when do you anticipate like the public process of this starting? Have we gotten that far?
Probably sometime next year.
Okay.
We also are currently, we'll be going through the process of selecting a consultant. So that would be the next thing that would come back to council, the
Okay.
actual design contract. And then it would be
Then it would be
after
the public
that.
meeting.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I call the question. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
One other question, though, not related to this, but point of privilege. You haven't heard from GDOT about a public information open house on the managed lanes. Have you heard anything?
Not anything specific. I
Okay.
think the last I heard, they were planning for meetings late this year,
Okay,
early
but you haven't
next
heard
year,
anything. Okay.
but nothing
Nothing
specific.
specific. Okay, thank you. All right, we are back to public comment. If anyone would like to speak, you can fill out a card, give it to Eric. I don't think I see any takers. That's fine. We're here every other Monday night, except for when it's Tuesday night, which is rare. City manager comments?
There is no need for an executive session.
Thank you. Council comments? Anybody? Chief Carlson, I have a question since we have an extra few minutes. In the parking lot to my right are what look to be 9 new police vehicles.
Yes, ma'am.
Could you tell us a little bit about what comes next for them?
So there is a delay in obtaining the material, but the next step is to outfit those
Mhm.
vehicles. We just received those yesterday, and through a long process due to the fact that when we ordered the Explorers that we originally wanted for this year, Ford canceled them. Also, several surrounding jurisdictions also canceled their orders. Luckily, we were able to find these. So now we're going to order the equipment to outfit them. So next we're going to get them stickered, and then we use the company ProLogic because of the exceptional job they do in putting the equipment in there. So, so that the officers are, have reliable equipment while they're out there on the streets.
So in the inside of a fully equipped car, that's like an office, right?
It is.
They can do everything in their car that they could do sitting in an office with their technology, right?
Yes, ma'am. And everything is wireless now. So when they submit reports, it goes wireless. It sends it to the supervisor. They can kick it back if it's, not approved. They can fix it, and then it all gets submitted into our records management system.
And do you have an estimate about how much either we've spent an amount on the cars?
So the cars are roughly a little over 377,000 for the 9 vehicles that are out there, and to equip them is a little over $147,000. Now that's equipment and installation.
Okay, so I can't do math, but like more than 500,000.
525,000.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
And so these were programmed and paid for through SPOSS for
Correct.
police equipment.
Correct.
Is there, just because there's some confusion in the public, do we decline y'all's requests for equipment ever?
No, ma'am.
Right, okay. And so sometimes people read about other departments in highfalutin, or by their standards, highfalutin equipment. If we get new equipment, do we do a press release about it usually?
No.
Okay. Yeah, what did you say we are?
Silent professional.
Silent professionals. So sometimes
All the work that's done behind the scenes.
Yes.
It gets done, and our officers are very, very honored to have this high level equipment so they can perform their job,
right.
to the best of their ability.
And not every piece of equipment that a department purchases is necessary for every department.
Correct.
Let somebody else experiment with it first.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your time and for your service. We appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Anybody have any other questions or comments for tonight's meeting? Ms. Lautenbacher, I am bringing that estimate, the length of meetings down rapidly. All right. We need no executive session. I think I need a movement to
Move to adjourn.
Second.
moved by adjournment for Councilman Lautenbacher, second by Councilwoman Harris. Any further discussion? Hearing none, this meeting stands adjourned. Thank you all.